What happens to the land when farmers refuse to give it what God commanded? History answers that question, and the answer is terrifying. The Sabbath year was not an optional principle. It was a covenant requirement, and God attached consequences to its violation that reveal just how seriously He takes the care of the land. Then the land will enjoy its Sabbath years all the time that it lies desolate, and you are in the country of your enemies. Then the land will rest and enjoy its Sabbaths. All the time that it lies desolate, it will have the rest it did not have during the Sabbaths you lived in it. Leviticus 2:6-3-4-3-5. This is one of the most sobering passages in all of Scripture for farmers. God is saying, if you will not give the land its rest by choice, I will give it rest by force. I will remove you from the land through exile, through disaster, through the collapse of your agricultural economy, and the land will lie desolate and recover the rest it was owed. The historical fulfillment of this warning is documented in 2 Chronicles 36-21. The 70 years of Babylonian exile were specifically calculated to match the number of Sabbath years that Israel had failed to observe. They owed the land 70 Sabbath years of rest. They paid for it with 70 years of captivity. The mathematics of God's covenant are precise. But you do not have to look only at ancient Israel to see this principle at work. The Dust Bowl of the 1930s American Great Plains tells the same story. Farmers who broke the prairie sod, the native grassland ecosystem that had kept those soils in place for millennia, and planted continuous wheat without rotation or rest, eventually watched their topsoil blow away in clouds that darkened the sky for thousands of kilometers. Millions of acres rendered unproductive, communities destroyed, families displaced. The land took its rest by force. Sub-Saharan Africa tells a similar story. Colonial and post-colonial agricultural systems that push smallholder farmers into continuous monocropping, without fallow periods, have left vast areas of once fertile land struggling to produce even basic yields. The land has not forgotten what it was designed to do. It has simply been denied the conditions it needs to do it. The invitation today is not one of fear, it is one of return. The same God who warned of the consequences of land neglect is the God who promised to restore the land when His people return to His design. Joel 2:25 carries this promise. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. The God of the Sabbath year is also the God of restoration. Get your copy of The Sacred Harvest, God's agricultural blueprint for today's farmer in our store. The link is in the description. Application: read 2 Chronicles 7:14 over your land today. If your soil is depleted, confess the patterns of overfarming that have contributed to it, and ask God to begin the restoration process. Then make one concrete agricultural decision that aligns with His design for land rest.